Hello my fellow gardening gals and guys, welcome back to my channel Serenity Now Garden. My name's Jeannie and I garden in central Minnesota in a zone 4B. So over the course of a few weeks I am just filming a few of my shrubs, perennials, trees that really just have gorgeous fall color. I'll share that with you. So if you are interested in plants that have a lot of fall interest, keep watching and I'll kind of just take you on a little walkthrough of all my gardens. If you like videos like this, if you could please give me a thumbs up so I know, that would really help me out, and consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks guys, happy gardening. Happy fall garden friends. This is us today and I'm going to show you a clip just from 1 week ago. Can you believe it? October 14th, we got our first snow. This is a hanging basket that's still in full bloom that got snowed on. This is my backyard. It didn't stick around. It did all melt, of course. But yeah, here in central Minnesota, we go really quick from fall into winter. We're still in fall though. There's still a lot of cleanup that needs to be done. This is my front porch just a week ago. The flowers are still in full bloom in the hanging basket. I had to throw that out. But just in time for my dried container. It looks great. Those are limelight hydrangeas in there. And this was my fall container. And actually, 1 week later, it still looks good, believe it or not. So I'll show you that in a minute. But can you believe it? This was a really early snow for us, actually. So back to today, mid-October here, I'm going to show you some of my maple trees here. They are gorgeous. They're yellow this time of year. We're not quite to the halfway mark as far as all the leaves falling, but it is really gorgeous, but it is also a very big job trying to clean all these leaves up. So this is my front garden bed, kind of covered in leaves here. I'll let some of the leaves just stay on there. We'll do a lot of spring cleanup too, so these are my crab apples. Let me show you my neighbor's house here. The front yard has this gorgeous sumac. You see that in red? This was just all native. It was here. They didn't plant it. It's the glossy sumac that's just in front of these spruces that they planted. And it is gorgeous this time of year. If you like those native plants, if you have room for them to spread, these are great for fall color. Here is a staghorn cutleaf sumac that I have, and as you can see, it starts to turn from red on the bottom and it'll gradually go all the way red to the top. But these do spread through runners. But if you have the room for it, this is all contained here. So I've had these here for 2 years and they haven't spread yet, but look at the gorgeous color. So this is one of my top plants for fall color. As you can see, it's just really stunning. This one will get about 10 feet tall. So back to the front bed here. Let me just show you a few plants that are gorgeous this time of year. We'll start up front and make our way to the back. And we'll start with this brilliant stonecrop sedum, still going strong actually. The blooms are fizzling out a bit, but isn't that foliage striking? And just for mid-October here, it looks great. This is a butterfly bush, still has blooms. Just behind that, of course, it's more sedum. This is sedum matrona, which just shines in fall. So the spent bloom heads I will leave on through the winter. And I'm really surprised the Cheyenne Spirit is still halfway bloomed. I'm just shocked at that. This is gorgeous, isn't it? This is a Golden Spirit Smoke Bush. I highly recommend this shrub. It can get about 6 feet tall, but it gets this corally bronzy color in the fall. Gorgeous. I have another one over here that's newer. I just put in this year. It's more gold because that's how it was at the greenhouse when I put it in, but this will also turn a really gorgeous corally color. So I'll try to do like a short video of that maybe in another week or two. And New England asters are going strong. I'm really surprised these even bloomed because the rabbits got to them so much during the spring and summer. But these will bloom through part of November, which is a very late bloomer here for Zone 4B. That is Purple Dome. And just another, or the last of the foxglove blooms I wanted to show you. So pretty late for those too. I love foxgloves. And let me show you this sedum over here. This is a thunderhead sedum. This is my favorite sedum of all the sedums that I have in the fall because look at that color. These are spent blooms. They're no longer blooming, but it still looks like a magenta color, like a dark, dark purple. Gorgeous. I highly recommend those. That's Thunderhead. And here's that front container that was covered in snow. So everything looks really good in it. I did cover up the mums that were spent with some limelight hydrangeas that I just cut off my limelights. Well, little lime hydrangeas. And I just kind of hid those. But the ornamental cabbage looks great. The peachberry ice heuchera looks great. So that will be okay for another few weeks. This is my front porch. I tore out all the delphinium and calla lilies, and we're ready to go into winter here. So that dried container there, I just did a video last week. I'll put a link up above if you want to see that. In that dried container, I have these Proven Winners Little Lime hydrangeas. Aren't these pretty this time of year? And I already cut a ton off of these. But I'll leave the rest until early spring, and then I'll prune those. So these are my Diablo ninebarks. I have a hedge here. I just planted a couple years ago. I wanted to kind of provide a privacy hedge from the neighbors. But if you look really close, I mean, the foliage is turning like this reddish color in the middle, and it's so gorgeous. So this I highly recommend for fall color. Those are Diablo ninebarks. Those can get, gosh, up to 12 feet tall and wide. They'll probably get more, about 10 feet tall and wide. But isn't that gorgeous? I just love these. Let's go down my side yard here, see if there's anything I can show you. We have some irises just on the left. This is my ginkgo. It hasn't even started turning yellow yet. It's the last to turn and lose its leaves, but in the spring, it's like the last to get its leaves. So I'll show you that in a few weeks. We have some spent sedums over here, and there's some Celine. A lot of leaves there. Scotch moss, there's some Himalayan skies sedum. Still looking great for mid-October. And we have a hydrangea here. This is Quickfire. Not as pink, starting to turn a little brown, but very pretty nonetheless. So that's a great plant for some fall color. I'll leave those on for winter. This is a mountain hydrangea here called Dynamo. Foliage is just gorgeous. That's a macrophylla. And look at this. These are viburnums. Viburnums are gorgeous in fall. These are nannyberry or Viburnum lentagos. But they slowly turn this reddish blush type color, and it's just breathtaking. These are really easy shrubs to grow too, so I highly recommend these. They have white blooms in the spring. And they could take a bit of shade too, so I've been very happy with those. There's another. Really pretty. Here's another viburnum here. This one is an arrowwood viburnum. It's also turning, the leaf structure is a bit different, but it's also turning that really pretty red color. And we have some ajuga. Ajuga always looks great through the fall. There's some chocolate chip in there, and this one's burgundy glow over here. I love Ajuga ground cover. I love it. And look at this hosta. This one is August Moon, just as it's really pretty as it starts to turn. And this is a native plant. This is an elderberry. This was just growing wild back here. It turns this gorgeous yellow color in the fall. So, and those get the elderberries that the birds eat. This is another viburnum. This is cranberry bush viburnum. As you can see, it's starting to turn cranberry. This will get about 6 feet tall. It's really hard to believe that these annual salvias, these are proven winners, unplugged So Blue salvias, are still going strong in mid-October. Very pretty, very eye-catching. Not too much happening over here. Let me show you these spent astilbes. It's just the rust color, but still pretty nonetheless. So I'm going to keep these up through winter. It looks really pretty when the snow lands on these. Just a little fall and winter interest. Here's another one here. Okay, back here, this is a great shrub for fall color. This is Ivory Halo Dogwood. I got this as a clearance plant, but it looks amazing now. Look at the red twigs. This plant is gorgeous. It'll get 4 by 4 feet, so highly recommend that. Dogwoods are always great for fall. Let me show you my little path back here. All the houses are done for on the sides, but this is my undeveloped area. But look at the color. There's a bunch of aspens back there that have turned, and it's just gorgeous. Fall is just really pretty around here in central Minnesota. I'm just so lucky to have these wetlands back here too, so very pretty. And we'll come back up towards my house. This is my backyard you're looking at, and we have huge maples, and the really tall tree is a cottonwood. So we still have quite a bit of leaves that need to fall. I try to just bag those up every so often. Oh, and here is a garden glow dogwood. Very pretty. It has a little bit of deer damage on it, but look at these yellow leaves with the red twigs. So this is a very good plant for fall color. That's garden glow dogwood. And it'll get about 6 feet tall. Here's a little spark spirea. I thought that was really pretty, how it's turning like this blush color on the tips. Very pretty compact shrub for fall. Another one here is gold mound spirea. Doing the same. The deer have actually left these alone, so. And this is the Proven Winners Double Play Candy Corn Spirea. Very pretty. As it turns to fall, it's just those gorgeous autumn colors. So I highly recommend that. One of my favorite shrubs I planted this year. And let me show you this tree we planted this year. Now it's just past its peak color, but this turned like a really pretty yellow gold color in the fall. This is a white fringe tree. It had purple berries that slowly turned into this for the fall, and it is gorgeous. Like I said, it's a little past its peak, but I'm glad I caught some of it. And that will have white blossoms in the spring. And this penstemon looks really great for fall color. It's that dark color. I believe this one is called Midnight Masquerade. Penstemon is just a great plant. And of course, Autumn Joy sedum. It has it in its name, Autumn Joy. I have 3 big ones over here. They're gorgeous, and they'll stay that way. They'll be a little more rust color when we get more into winter, but I'll leave those on. It's pretty when the snow hits it. Very happy with that. Very low maintenance plant. And last but not least, these phlox are still going strong. I mean, they're almost done, but look at the blooms. So phlox is one of my favorite perennials because it's such a long bloomer. So that is my fall review of all the colors. I really hope you guys like that. Thanks and happy gardening, everyone. Take care.